Alright, we're going to cover Lesson 6, Irregular Nouns and Adjectives. And so, perhaps you should take your textbook and turn to Lesson 6 while we go over this. This is page 23. Alright, although most second declension nouns are masculine or neuter, like you saw on the Greek noun map, masculine and neuter endings, some second declension nouns are also feminine. And these nouns take the normal second declension endings, but they take the feminine article. So, once again, the article is going to be your friend. It's going to tell you the truth about the gender of a noun. When you look at the article here, you see that it's odos, and odos, the ending os would make you think it's masculine, but because it has the feminine article, you know it's feminine. And the same through all of the cases there. The endings are the regular second declension noun endings: os, u, o, on, u, on, us, us. Okay, so the word means road or way, and it's feminine in gender, but has masculine endings, so it's irregular. Similarly, the first declension, normally those endings are associated with feminine nouns, but there are some cases where a masculine noun takes those endings. And the example here is the word prophetes. You can see that the article is the masculine article all the way through, standard masculine article, but the endings, particularly in the nominative singular and genitive singular, are not the actual standard first declension endings. You would expect it to be eta in the nominative singular and then eta sigma in the genitive singular, but instead that's a bit of a change. The rest of the endings, however, are standard first declension endings. Any questions about what you're seeing here?
I thought it would have in the bed told. I thought the omega would be at the ending of the word instead of
Well, you were supposed to think that. That's the normal pattern. This is the irregular pattern. So you've got what's normal, and then you have what's exceptional. And this is an exception to the rule, which is why it's called an irregular first declension noun. The article tells the truth about the gender. To means it's masculine. But why does it end with feminine endings? You know, we have no clue. It's just the way things are.
Is there ever going to be a time, other than like just knowing the word? Are these the only two words that?
No, of course not.
Okay. So are there going to be times that we don't have the article when it's used that we're going to have to kind of?
No, you will have been exposed to all the vocabulary through the course of the handbook. When you get to the New Testament, you have Bible works. All you have to do is put your cursor over the word. It'll tell you the true gender, number, and case of the noun. Okay. The point is to understand that this can happen, not be worried about, can I spot it when it does happen. Okay. On page 24, the handbook gives an example of another first declension masculine noun, the word young man, neanias. Again, the article tells you the truth about the gender. It's the masculine articles. but the ending is different again in the nominative and genitive singular. You would have expected an alpha in the nominative singular and a alpha sigma in the genitive singular. Instead, you get the os and the u. On the other hand, the rest of the endings are the standard feminine endings. Alpha, iota, subscript in the dative, on, on, s, os. Okay. Any questions about that point?
The endings for the dative and accusative singulars there, with the word being
Neanias.
With it having that alpha instead of the...
Right, and the reason it has the alpha is because the stem of the word ends in an iota. And the rule is if the stem of a word ends in epsilon, iota, or rho, then it takes the all alpha endings. Okay. But again, the point here is not for you to be able to generate this paradigm. The point is to be able to see this word, recognize the article, and know what to do with it when you're reading it. Okay. All right, so those are the irregular first and second declension nouns. Adjectives are words that modify nouns or pronouns. Okay, though a noun has only one gender, nouns never change their gender. Adjectives have to be able to modify any gender noun. And since that's the case, they've got to be able to take all three sets of endings. The key point here is that you've got to know what I've highlighted in blue. An adjective must agree in gender, number, and case with the noun it modifies. On the one side it's a must, on the other side it's a always, which is a wonderful rule in grammar. You can count on the adjective agreeing in gender, number, and case with the noun it modifies, even if the endings are spelled differently. Now, personally, I think this chart is confusing, so I've changed the chart to make it look like this. Just put the masculine, the feminine, and the neuter in a row, and you can see that the masculine forms of the adjective agathos, which means good, kalos, we know, means good. Agathos means good. It's your standard masculine second declension noun endings. Os, u, o, on, u, on, us, us. The feminine uses the standard feminine endings, a, ace, a, ain, on, s, as. And the neuter uses the standard neuter endings, on, u, o, on, a, on, us, a. So, no new endings. We're just adding them on to adjectives. Okay? And as far as that goes, you've learned all of the first and second declension noun endings at this point. You're just seeing them added in some different combinations. Okay, so that's the standard set of endings. It is true that if the adjective stem ends in a vowel or in rho, it's going to follow the alpha pattern in all of its feminine singular forms. For example, the feminine singular of mikros, which means small, is mikra. And I've got that for you here. So here's the forms of mikros, the nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, singular, and plural. And instead of the eta pattern here in the singular, it uses the alpha pattern. The reason being, the stem ended in the row. Okay. Any questions about what's going on here with the adjectives? Right? Now, the book, page 25, talks about attributive adjectives. As we said before, an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. And In Greek, an attributive adjective always, underline the always, okay, it always agrees with the noun it modifies in 4 ways: gender, number, and case, and determination. Okay, so you've learned what gender, number, and case are. Now let's talk about what determination is. Okay. Determination, the determination of a noun or adjective is its definiteness. Okay. When 2 words agree in determination, they're both definite or they're both indefinite. Okay. If 2 words disagree in determination, one is definite and the other is indefinite. So here's one more thing. Some words, such as proper names and personal pronouns, are inherently definite, and you do need to hang on to that piece of information. Okay. Pronoun, he, she, it, this, that, those, all of those are definite because you're talking about a definite person or you're talking about a definite thing. Okay. My name, Philip, is definite because I am a definite person. Okay. Jerusalem, Galilee, proper names are definite. So here's an example with o anthropos, o agathos. You have the article in front of anthropos, that makes it definite. You have the article in front of agathos, that makes it definite. So check, they agree in determination. It means the good man. Okay. Agathos o anthropos, agathos does not have the article in front of it, whereas anthropos does, therefore it disagrees in determination. Okay. Simon o lepros, Simon the leper. Oh, by the way, agathos o anthropos means the man is good. Simon o lepros, Simon the leper, agrees in determination because Simon is definite as a definite name, as a proper name. Okay? Question?
Because of on, they could use as well.
No, the ending, I mean, it could be sima. The ending's irrelevant to whether it's definite. Definiteness has to do with 2 things: either the presence of the article or being a proper noun or pronoun.
That's what I was going to ask.
Okay? Question?
So how is that second one? How does that disagree with that?
No, it agrees. It's check marks here.
The second.
Oh, the second one? The second one, agathos doesn't have the article in front of it. And it's not a proper noun or pronoun.
Oh.
It's an adjective. Okay.
I may be getting into something later on down the road, but does the wording and the article, like the way you put it,
Agathos, yeah, o anthropos.
versus anthropos, the good man, the man is good.
This stuff can be switched. We could switch o agathos and put it in front of o anthropos, and it would mean the good man. We could take agathos and put it at the end of o anthropos. It would still mean the man is good. The location doesn't matter.
So it has to do with the absence of the article.
Yes, that is the key thing. Okay. Yeah, syntax in Greek, the order of words is super flexible because they've got these rules where things agree in gender, number, and case. Okay, that's what makes the language hang together as a language. In English, word order is not very flexible. We have to put subjects before verbs, objects after verbs, otherwise we don't know what we're talking about. Okay. Now, the attributive position, so that's what determination is. Determination has to do with whether it's definite or indefinite. In the attributive position, the handbook mentions 2 attributive positions, first and second. The first attributive position has the adjective sharing the same article as the noun. O agathos, o anthropos. The second attributive position has the adjective and the noun both having their own article. So to take us back to our examples that I just gave us, Here's the first attributive position. O agathos anthropos. And here's what you need to think.